Morning. If you're new here, my name is Lily and my channel is a place where I share all of my healthy, vegan, mostly whole food, plant-based recipes with all of you. So today I'm going to be taking you through my day along with me and just showing you what I eat on average today. Today is Sunday and it's a beautiful sunny day, which we have not had here in DC in a while. Like, it's just been rainy for like the past 10 days almost, and it's finally giving spring vibes. So I am so excited to take you along with me and show you what I eat today. So I usually make pancakes on the weekends, but I've been so busy like the past month and a half on the weekends and just life in general. I haven't made pancakes in such a long time. So I'm really wanting them this morning, and I'm gonna make some chocolate chip pancakes for me, some regular ones for Jake, but I'm gonna make like a mixed berry homemade compote thing to go on top. And it's gonna be really good, so I'll take you guys along with me. I'm gonna squeeze some lemon juice from half a lemon into my measuring cup, and then I'm gonna top that with unsweetened soy milk. And my liquid measuring cup is dirty right now. That's what I'm using this one, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect anyway. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add this to my bowl, and that is gonna make us a buttermilk. To that, I'm gonna be adding in a third cup of applesauce. Normally I use a mashed banana, but I don't have any ripe bananas right now, so I'm gonna use applesauce instead. I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract, just a tiny bit of salt, probably like 1/8 teaspoon. I'm gonna add in some cinnamon. This is optional, but I like a little bit of cinnamon in my pancakes. Then I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of baking powder so that we have nice and fluffy pancakes. Buffy's trying to say something. She wants to go outside with Mo, but she can't go outside yet because she hasn't been fixed yet like Mo. We don't want any baby kitties. Hey! No, girl, you gotta get down. Go get in the window over there. And then I'm gonna measure out 1 cup of white whole wheat flour. I like this flour the best. Either this or oat flour, but I don't have any oat flour made and I'm feeling lazy, so I don't wanna make any. And this recipe is super easy. You can just do it all in one bowl, mix it up. Make sure there aren't any huge lumps, but some little lumps are totally fine. And this is what we're going for. And I'm just gonna let it sit for a couple minutes while I heat up the pan. To a small saucepan, I'm gonna be adding in some of this Wyman's triple berry blend. And it is frozen. That's probably like 1.5 cups to 2 cups. And I just have it over medium heat, and I'm just gonna cover it up and let those de-thaw and kind of cook down a little bit. This is a cornstarch slurry that I made, so I just mixed a teaspoon of cornstarch with about 1/4 to 1/3 cup of water. It really doesn't have to be any certain way because this is just going to thicken it up, but you don't want to do too much liquid. And you want to make sure you mix it with cold water and then stir it together before adding it in. Now I'm just going to cover it back up. It's got to come to a boil to activate the cornstarch to let it thicken up. So basically, while that sauce is going, we're going to cook the pancakes. Let's test the first one. The first one's always the hardest one. We'll see. A non-stick pan is not non-sticking. Like, I tried it with my silicone spatula and it didn't budge a bit, so I'm like trying to gently use this one, but this is a fairly new pan too, so this is kind of upsetting. I'm gonna use a teeny little bit of avocado oil just so these pancakes don't stick, because this is a pain. Spread it out across the whole pan. hate this pan. I'm not having any luck with it. This nonstick pan is not non-sticking. Look at that crap. And I even put oil on it and it's still sticking, so it's like, it's not even worth it at that point. It's not worth the oil and the pain and the struggle. So I'm gonna put them on a baking sheet and maybe they'll turn into pancakes in the oven. We'll see. Well, let's hope this works. Which I think it might, because my batter's not too runny, so. So this would have made 8 pancakes because I already made the 2 on the stove, but all we got is 6. And I'm gonna sprinkle some chocolate chips on 3 of these for me. Maybe this is how I should start doing it, you know? It's easier, no oil. I seen them do it on Eat, Move, Rest, and I was like, maybe this could work for mine. Cool. I'm just waiting on the oven to preheat. I used these, by the way. I'm gonna put them in the oven at 350 for maybe like 10 minutes. Now I'm gonna work on my sauce, my berry sauce, and I have it boiling. I'm just gonna keep stirring it. I just want it to reduce a little bit. So the sauce has reduced now. I'm just gonna add in a little bit of orange juice, and this is blood orange juice. You could use any citrus. The tiniest bit of salt, and 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And this is looking delish. I'm just gonna pour it into a bowl to allow it to cool off. Oh my gosh, epic fail. Okay, I'm gonna pour it into this bowl to allow it to cool off. That is full. Okay, so I just took them out of the oven after 15 minutes and they are done. They definitely did not rise as much in the oven and they look a little like flat cakes, but you know, hopefully they still taste good. So I have my pancakes, my flat cakes, I mean. But I think they're still gonna taste good, and I know that this syrup tastes really good. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. So I'm just gonna drizzle this on top without making a mess. And there we have it. Breakfast, finally. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that breakfast was a struggle. So obviously if you're gonna make pancakes without oil, make sure your non-stick pan is non-stick. And as far as making them in the oven, they don't fluff up the same. So it's not really giving me pancake vibes. I feel like I'm eating a cookie. But I'm gonna go ahead and taste them and I'll let you guys know how they taste at least. So overall, pretty good flavor. They taste like my pancakes, but they're just not as fluffy. So if you don't have a non-stick pan and you don't want to use any oil, then maybe try making them in the oven if you don't mind the lack of fluffiness. But I guess overall, I'm satisfied with it and it hits the pancake spot. So I'm just gonna go enjoy these. I will see you later whenever I eat something else. Where are we going?
Fruitive.
vegan and plant-based restaurant, and their ingredients are super good, super clean. And I have a Tuscan kale wrap with sweet potatoes, quinoa, hummus. Looks delicious. And then I have a broccoli cheddar soup as well. Super excited to eat that. And then Jake got some avocado toast and a Southwest quesadilla. I don't know how they do it. The soup is delicious. Oh my gosh. Let's give the kale wrap a try. That is tasty. So we just got back from Whole Foods and from eating lunch. We went to church this morning, then we went to Fruitive, and then we went to Whole Foods to get some of our groceries. And I mainly get produce at Whole Foods, and then I get like a few specialty ingredients like the Kite Hill cream cheese, and I get my hummus at Whole Foods because they sell this brand. And it is literally so good. And it's oil free. I picked up a couple heirloom tomatoes, avocados for avocado toast, some bananas, a couple bell peppers. I got some zucchini and squash. Oh, and we also get Olippops at Whole Foods too. I like the root beer flavor. It's caffeine free. Jake likes the colas and like the cherry cola. Are you gonna focus? There we go. Oh, and then I got some frozen butternut squash to go on our pizzas that I'm gonna be making later tonight. Yeah, butternut squash roasted on pizza with some balsamic vinegar. Balsamic glaze, that is. More bell peppers. Got some oranges and lemons. I also got some fresh basil for the pizzas as well. I got some berries, got strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries. Some baby cucumbers, and some microgreens. I love these on toast, or maybe even on the pizza later tonight. Got some spring mix for Owen and for us. And I like to buy these big packs of mushrooms that they have there. Then I just got a big bag of Honeycrisp apples. And then I found this Madagascar vanilla bean powder. And the only ingredient is Madagascar vanilla bean extractives and maltodextrin, which I guess is like a preservative. But it looks really interesting, and I'm thinking I can use this in a vanilla cake recipe instead of like vanilla bean or vanilla extract, because I know that tends to darken the sponge, and I want the sponge to stay like as light and white as possible. So I was hoping that this might work out. And I also stock up on soy milk. I do buy the Eden soy unsweetened soy milk, and they sell it at Whole Foods. And then Jake gets these Mary's Gone crackers. And so he eats these a lot lately. And I was feeling like, okay, maybe I can make them because they do have oil in them. They have sunflower oil and palm fruit shortening. So I was like, that's not really the best, but they do taste good. So I'm hoping I can kind of copy the recipe. So it has chickpea flour in it, tapioca starch, and sea salt, yeast extract, and natural flavors, whatever. Paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, baking soda, and that's basically it. So I have all the ingredients now because I got some chickpea flour, I got some Marmite, which is yeast extract, and this is vegan. And then I already have tapioca starch and everything else. So I'm gonna try to make some later today. And if it goes well, you'll be seeing a recipe video for those. So this is everything that I got at Whole Foods. I'm also gonna go to the commissary on base and just pick up all of like the pantry staples like beans, rice, all that kind of stuff. I'll show you guys if I eat anything later today, but if not, I'll see you for dinner whenever I make the pizzas. Okay, so I did end up recipe testing with those Cheez-Its, and so they're in the oven right now, and while they're cooking, I'm gonna make myself a little coffee just to enjoy. I did not have any this morning, so that's why I'm gonna go ahead and have one, but I drink decaf, so it doesn't really matter what time of day I drink it. I'm just gonna enjoy my latte. So good. Did you have a good time outside, Momo? Here, we'll get you some. So I am a little snacky after trying all those crackers, and so I just chopped up a Honeycrisp apple. Satisfies the crunch factor. It tastes way better than those crackers I experimented with. Hey guys, so I'm about to make the pizzas for dinner. And I'm using Bob's Red Mill gluten-free pizza crust. And I'm just trying the gluten-free because my mom's recently mentioned that she thinks she's gluten sensitive. And so she was asking about a pizza crust that would be gluten-free, and it, gave me the idea to try this one. So this one does have the egg-free variation on the back, which is just adding flaxseed meal with water to make a flax egg and using that in place of the eggs. So I just need warm water, and then it comes with a yeast packet already. And they do use 2 tablespoons of olive oil, but I'm probably just gonna leave that out. I think it'll be fine. So I'm gonna preheat the oven to, does it tell me where? Oh, 425. So I'm just gonna make the flax egg real quick. So that's gonna be 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed and 6 tablespoons of warm water. So the instructions say just to add everything to a bowl. So I have a larger bowl right here, and I'm just gonna add in the pizza crust mix. And it came with a yeast packet inside of it, so I'm just gonna add this in as well. And then to that I have 1.5 cups of warm water. And then I have my flax eggs as well. And now I'm just gonna mix it together with a wooden spoon. It says the dough should be very sticky, which it is. So it said just mix until thoroughly combined. So I'm like, do I need to knead this or what? But then I thought about it and I'm like, there's no gluten. So of course I don't need to knead it. Okay, so it looks like a lump of dough. I think that's good. I'm just gonna cover it and let it rise in a warm place, probably on top of my oven since it's already preheated, for about 20 minutes. And while that is resting, I'm gonna bake some butternut squash that I have. I bought like a frozen pack because I love butternut squash on pizza. Here's my butternut squash. Just gonna pour that on my baking sheet. And I'm just gonna roast it at 425 and I'll stir it halfway. So So I have these really tiny and super cute onions, and I thought these would go great on the pizza, so I'm gonna dice these up along with some little baby red peppers and a few mushrooms, and I'm just gonna saute them down. And then the other toppings I have for the pizza are some artichoke hearts, black olives, of course some tomato sauce, and this I seen in the store. It's the Miyoko's brand, and it's their new pourable plant milk mozzarella. And I don't normally buy Miyoko's because they do add oil, but I thought I would give this a try, and definitely not gonna use too much of it, but I was just curious how it's gonna work. And then I have some microgreens that I'm gonna throw on top as well. I'm just gonna add all of the veggies into the pan and just cook them down a little bit. I don't want them to be too cooked since they are gonna get a little cooked in the oven. Oh my gosh, these are smelling so good. Oh, they look so good too. Okay, so they're just now starting to caramelize a little bit, so I'm gonna take them off the heat and put them back in that bowl and wait till we top our pizzas. I also need to go ahead and dice up the artichokes. Okay, so on the instructions it says to roll the dough out in between 2 pieces of parchment paper. Okay, so this is what I came up with. Seems a little thick, but I guess we'll have a deep dish pizza. So I've cooked it like 12 minutes, and now I'm just gonna add the toppings onto it. Got some tomato sauce. That might be pretty good. I've got some Italian seasoning. I'm gonna sprinkle that on top of the tomato sauce. So now I'm gonna pour some of this mozzarella cheese on top. It says to pour it evenly on top of the tomato sauce, so I'm gonna try my best. Okay, now I'm gonna sprinkle some of the black olives on. And Jake loves olives, so we're probably gonna do a lot of them. And then I'm gonna throw on my peppers, onions, mushroom, and artichoke. I'm just gonna use my hands, it's easier. And last, I'm gonna throw on some butternut squash. Yummy! And I'm just gonna put this back into the oven for about 15 minutes and then I'll check it. All right, I'm gonna take the pizza out of the oven and let it cool off. It looks pretty good. I am gonna put it on a cooling rack because I don't want the pizza to get like steamed, I guess, sitting on the pan. I'm just gonna top it with some garlic powder, a little red pepper flakes, and I am gonna drizzle some of this Nonna Pia's balsamic glaze on top too. I have a little bit of fresh basil I'm gonna put on here as well. Looks so pretty. And I was gonna add some of this micro arugula, which I think I still might, but I'm just gonna add it on top of my slice before I eat it. Okay, so it's been a process making this pizza, not gonna lie. but let's hope it's all worth it. It looks pretty good. The crust is a little thick, so that's something, but it's cooked, so that's a plus. I'm gonna go ahead and try it. Definitely not like a regular pizza dough. It's not as chewy, you know, and it is pretty doughy, but overall the toppings make it excellent. I definitely should have rolled it way thinner. That's my mistake. But it tastes pretty good overall. I love the butternut squash on it, oh my god. Oh, I might put some pumpkin seeds on it too. So I jazzed it up a bit and put more balsamic glaze and put the arugula microgreens on top. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, that pizza was not my favorite. That crust, toppings, on point. The cheese sauce, the mozzarella, Miyoko's pourable cheese was really good too. It didn't really have too much of a strong flavor, but I didn't really put that much on my pizza, so that could be why. But yeah, I didn't eat that much of it, which I'm not really that hungry to begin with, so I am just gonna end the night with a root beer Olipop and a warm bath. I hope that some of the things I ate today give you some inspiration and some food ideas. And this was a very realistic day, so things did not always go as planned. We did eat out one meal, which we don't typically do. That's just how it is sometimes. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye.